Okay, so for my prompt, I picked prompt two, which would be discussing the novel ecosystems as well as rewilding. A couple things that I would put as a novel ecosystem is I would also consider it it's kind of like an emerging ecosystem as well because it's an ecological community that has been altered or transformed by human activities. Um, it's to such an extent that it no longer resembles its historical or natural state. So, like, say, a park that has been abandoned and has been like super overgrown, that would be a novel ecosystem only because humanity has like left it. I would say humanity, but the human impact has left, and it has just been overgrown, and it's resulting in a novel ecosystem. Like I said, it doesn't resemble its historical natural state. These ecosystems are often a result from various human introduced changes like urbanization, agriculture, pollution, and introductions of non-native species. A good example would be that there's a bridge in, I think it's Philadelphia, that has been like abandoned, and there are a whole bunch of non-native species that live there. Like, they did a study and it was about a handful of native species and about a whole bunch of non-native species that live there that have just taken over that bridge because I would consider another thing is I would also consider a novel ecosystem is just like nature trying to take back what was lost. So you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a yard and it's not cut, then nature will grow over and it will become overgrown, which would also be considered a novel ecosystem. The other one is rewilding. Rewilding is a conservation strategy aimed at restoring and enhancing native processes and ecosystem functions in regard to altered landscapes. So say a landscape has been altered and a whole bunch of species are dying off. They try and introduce the species that used to live there or that could help the ecosystem. So they would put in more keystone species that help the ecosystem as well as more wildlife. Probably another thing is like I said, the main goal of rewilding is to promote the recovery of ecosystems and then to increase biodiversity, allowing natural processes to take place with minimal human intervention, be that with the introduction of native species or predators, and by also controlling invasive species and restoring natural habitat features like trees and key wildlife animals. So, say that there's a forest that has recently been dying because it doesn't have enough trees. The humans or the conservation efforts they would take would be planting more trees, controlling probably the invasive species. Like, there could be a species there that is actively destroying the trees that they would want to remove and take out. That would also help with the rewilding. Key habitat features like trees and key wildlife animals. So say, like a long time ago, I've also learned that bisons were going extinct, so they took them in and they started like reproducing in captivity. They started releasing those bisons back into the wild, and they have been doing a lot better. So that would also be another example of rewilding, would just be putting a species that was lost back into its ecosystem to help promote a better ecosystem. Thank you.